Good evening, everybody. Welcome, of course, to this very beautiful July Jackery stream. Now, what you guys are going to notice down there in a little orange box is, of course, a little image. Well, it might be that direction. Little image that's rotating, but some of the very cool products, guys, you can get tonight on great deals. Now, also in that little box, you're going to see a 5% off coupon code. That coupon code can actually be used towards $1,000 or more purchases to give you an extra 5% off. So don't forget to check that out. Now, like always, guys, don't forget to unmute, ask questions, and also give us a follow. Guys, if you don't follow us, you won't know when we go live and when these deals are going to happen. So always hit that follow button. Always hit that live notification button so you guys get triggered when we go live. We do have Lois down there in chat, guys, sharing off some of the product prices and of course that discount code for you, which is actually very cool that they actually set that up tonight for us. Now with that, I want to welcome everybody, of course, to this beautiful Saturday night stream. I hope all of those in the States actually had a very beautiful and nice 4th of July holiday. With that, guys, we're going to get this show on the road. We're going to have fun, and we're going to just show you guys a bunch of very amazing products that can be used from a wide variety of devices, whether it be just quick home emergencies or all the way up to I want to run my household off without paying that electric bill. You have those options, and we got them here for you. Now, with it, of course, guys, we're going to start this off like we always do, showing you guys some of the cabling that comes with these packages. Now, tonight, I only have one package for us to show off because, let's be honest, it's just a couple different variations, but most of these kits are going to come with a carrying bag like this. It's going to have, of course, that Jackery logo. It's also going to have this very beautiful little handle and a sturdy zipper. Now, inside this pouch, you're going to be greeted with a couple things. First and foremost might be, of course, this wall plug. Now, this wall plug is going to do well for you to charge different devices. You're going to get a wide variety of different styles of plugs depending on the station you have. Now, also, you'll either get like a cigarette car lighter like this to help charge your power station, or an orange cable that's going to allow you to, of course, charge through your solar panels. Now, with that, you may get a variation, of course, DC plugs as well with that on hand. Now, another thing that you will get, of course, is a user manual for, of course, these stations. So they want to make sure you guys have, of course, the cabling to run these devices. Now, with that, we're going to start off with their smallest but mightiest little power station. That is this little bad boy right here. Now, this is actually a really cool one, guys. USB-C to USB-C cable. This USB-C to USB-C cable will allow for 100 watts pass-through charge through with that, of course, on hand. Now, with it, of course, as well, you're going to get a USB-C to DC plug cable. This is going to allow you to plug in a solar panel and charge this device. Now, the 100 plus power station is a 99 watt hour, 31,000 milliamps power station that's going to be great for traveling, quick emergencies, or anything else of the sort. What this is really going to be great for is like the phone charging, the Nintendo Switches, or other devices. This is actually TSA approved, so you can take it in on an airplane. The price point on this is actually really amazingly well done. It's like $89.99. It's 40% off. That's at a smoking deal on this one. Now with it, of course, like I said, 99 watt hours of power, 31,000 milliamps. It's got two USB-C ports at 100 watts max in and out. It's also got, of course, the USB-A port at 18 watts as well with that. Now on this, you do have a display port. And of course, if I should hit this, you guys are going to see that nice, beautiful, bright display showing you guys 50% battery and, of course, everything in between on that on hand. The best part has yet been mentioned. This is literally 2 pounds. That's it, 2 pounds. This is a light device that can be put in your backpack, your purses. Technically, for some of us, it can fit in our shorts pockets. No, I'm not going to get up and put it in my shorts pocket. I could, but I'm not going to tonight. With this, of course, you have a bunch of different devices that you can run on. Like I said, Nintendo Switches, flashlights, recharge your phones, and other devices. You're going to get about 2,000 charge cycles on this for about 10 years before it gets to about the 70 to 80% charge rate of the battery, but it's still going to last even longer than that. Charge time is going to be under 2 hours for you guys. So under 2 hours with this, fully charged, you're good, you're going, and you're running. What I've actually ran off of this is like a Nintendo Switch and a portable monitor and got over 3.5 hours of charge rate with that device. To get 3.5 hours of runtime on a Nintendo Switch and a portable monitor off something this small is quite amazing. If you just want to run your Nintendo Switch off of it, maybe you guys are on a car trip and you want your kids' game console to be up and running. You're going to get over 4.5 hours of runtime off of this little piece by itself. For those of you that want to charge your iPhone 14 about 6 times, laptops, I'm going to talk about that. That's going to be like your Chromebook or your notebooks, right? This is going to do about 6 hours of runtime with that. It's not going to be your gaming laptops, all right? I'm just going there. This is a cool piece. Nice, portable, acceptable, very user-friendly, 3 different ports, can be taken pretty much anywhere. It's going to be perfectly well. Now, it does have a UL94V certification for flame retardant on the actual shell, so you don't have to worry about it in, of course, certain aspects of it. Class 9 drop protection, guys. You can drop this from a little bit of a height, not too high, because let's be honest, anything too high is going to damage pretty much anything anyways. So, you can actually drop this, but don't drop it too hard. This is a cool piece, great price point, and perfectly well set. So if you guys need right here, this little mini power station might be just the one for you. Any questions about that, please ask. Now, up next, of course, is going to be the original 240 power station. Now, I do have it back here, and I have this big old line of products. We're going to grab the 240. Now, the 240 is literally 7 pounds of weight, 240 watt hours of power. This goes to a fixed handled shell. So you do have a fixed handle. It does have their beautiful logo. And it actually has one AC outlet. That AC outlet's going to do 200 watts of pure sine wave connectability. And it's going to peak about 400 watts if you want. Now, it does have 2 USB-A ports. Those USB-A ports are going to be 5 volt, 2.4 amps of connectability. That's going to be perfect for most Android devices and other pieces. Over here, you have that DC plug. That DC plug is going to be for like your solar panels or other pieces of the sort. Up here, you do have a 12 volt, 10 amp cigarette lighter plug. If you guys want, get, of course, a cigarette lighter adapter, and you guys can plug in a couple of USB-C ports to charge devices off of that as well. Now, yes, it does have a display. The display is a little bit different. It's got a white background. Still has, of course, that black that pops. It's going to show you guys the battery rate. It's going to show you guys the actual charge rate with that, and, of course, everything in between. On the side, you have this nice big bright orange that's going to allow for the cooling technologies. And on the bottom, it's going to have silicone pads. These silicone pads are quite important. They're on all of these devices for a reason. First and foremost, they don't want you to mar up or damage your surfaces that you're setting in them. Second, it helps stop any types of vibrations to going into the battery cells with that. Now, with this one, you're going to have a little bit longer charge rate, about 3.5 hours to fully charge it on a wall plug. For those of you that want to do it on a cigarette car lighter in your car, about 5 hours of charge time. For those of you that want to connect it up to, like, let's say a Solar Saga 100 solar panel, about 5 hours of charge time as well. Now with this one, 240 watt hours of power, the multi-port connection is going to allow you to run, let's say, your DSLR batteries about 15 to 16 times, your CPAP machine for about 5 to 6 hours or more, your iPhones, if you guys want to do an iPhone, about 20 to 23 charges with that, just depending on the size of the iPhone battery or the iPhone you have. If you have one of the older XRs, you might get a little bit more out of that. Now, very safe, very reliable. You could run a little mini cooler off of this for about 3 hours. That's going to be like your little 60 watt mini coolers or so. For those of you that want to do like your tablet, about 7.5 hours of runtime on this. That's actually a good, decent amount of runtime. Now, the lightweight handle, of course, means you can carry it pretty much anywhere. And again, this does come with, of course, a carrying pouch. That carrying pouch is going to have all the cabling inside. Now, it's not going to carry the station. It's going to carry your cables. So do remember that. Your running temperature off of this is going to be anywhere about 32 degrees to 104 degrees Fahrenheit with this. Now, it is a lithium-ion style battery, but it is not a LiFePO4 on this one. But about 6.8 pounds, almost 7 pounds. Very light, very acceptable with this. Very portable. It's actually a really great price point. Again, this one's about $178 tonight, so that's a good price point for a station of the size. Now, for those of you that want to run other things, let's say like your Keystone lighting that I got sitting here, and if you guys can see my hand, it's quite bright. You could run those off of that so you can do videography or photography. For those other ones of you that want to run, let's run like a little rotary Dremel or something. You could do that as well, as long as the power to ratio works out for you. So the 240, of course, the original version, about 178 bucks. Really, really great deal for you. If you guys are looking for something like that, definitely check out the original 240. Check chat, see if I missed anything in chat. Hey Darthwing, hey Bubberman. Actually, you guys are over on Twitch. Don't see it here. I think we're gonna be moving on to the new 240. I believe. Now, this is actually a nice one. This is 240 V2. Now, the 240 V2 packs a couple extra things inside of this. First and foremost, the shelling has changed. It's a square shell with a foldable handle that can actually be put away. Now, with this, of course, you're going to have a little bit more battery power with this at 256 watt hours of power. Now, it changes to the LiFePO 4 cell, which is actually nice. I like that they did that. It actually has two USB-C ports on it. Those USB-C ports, one's going to be 100 watts, the other's going to be a 15-watt port. The 100-watt port is an in and out port. Then you have, of course, the USB-A port at, of course, 15 watts as well. Now, with the AC outlet, that's going to be your 3-prong standard American plug. It actually goes from 200 watts to 300 watts on this one. And it can peak at 600 if you need. Now, you do have the 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug, but you also have a built-in flashlight with this one. And that's actually kind of cool. Now, another difference is it's got a beautiful screen with a higher contrast screen. We'll actually turn this on, and once it comes on, we'll actually pop up the screen there for you. You guys can see that nice, bright, high contrast screen for you. Now, you're also going to notice some flashing lights. Those flashing lights are actually indications that you can connect up to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. The Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectability on this means you can actually run it off of an app. And the app's going to allow you to turn on all these switches or off these switches. It allows you to see the battery charge and, of course, heat of the battery that it's running at. Now, another piece of technology that's been added into the 240 V2 is what's called Charge Shield 2.0. Charge Shield 2.0 is actually a 1-hour fast charge. So you can actually fully charge this in 1 hour of time on a wall plug. Now, the wall plug actually changes from the round DC plug to the wall plug style. So it's going to be a 3-prong like your main big tower computers and stuff. So you have that. It has a nice big opening for the air cooling technology. Now, this is about 7 decibels of sound, so it's not really loud. Very portable and very acceptable. Now, like I said, 1 hour on a wall charge, fully charged, you're good to go. If you want to use that 100-watt USB-C port, 2 hours it's what it's going to take with that. If you have the 100-watt Solar Saga panel, 3 hours of charge time is what it'll take on a solar panel, and you're good to go. Runtime is going to be actually decently well. Your 10-watt Bluetooth speakers will be able to run for about 16 to 17 hours of runtime. Again, CPAP machines, drones, laptops, iPhones, you have a wide variety of things that you can plug into this. Maybe you have an air purifier that you want to run off of it. You guys plug that air purifier in there and run it, of course, for a few hours. Now, 300 watts will do well for you, but it can go up to 600. If you go up to 600, your runtime is going to change. For those of you that want to run a house fan, about 4.5 hours. Your 90-watt mini fridge, about 2.5 hours of runtime with that. For those of you that want to run that big flat screen TV back there, you'll get about 4 hours of runtime off a 60-inch or a 60-watt flat screen. Now, if you have a 75-inch, kind of like mine, it's a little bit more power, so you're going to have a little bit less running time. For those of you that want to run this little flashlight, you're going to get about 20 hours of runtime. It's a decently amount of time with this piece. James, hello. How are you doing? How is James doing tonight? So, really great piece. Of course, this still is under, it's about 8 pounds. I think it's a little, about 7.9 pounds if I can remember off the top of my head. So, still very light, very acceptable, and it has that beautiful handle to carry it around. I like this. This is a beautiful one. I love that new technology they had in. Right on, man. Hopefully you had a good holiday. Again, like I said, silicone pads too. 240 V2, guys. This is a great price. It is $179 tonight. It's $1 more than the original. That's it, $179. You can't go wrong with either one. Very cool options. If you guys need something like this, definitely check out the 240s. Now, for those of you that want to go a little bit bigger, we can go into the 300. I do have the 300 back here. Now, the 300 original goes back, of course, to the fixed handle and that beautiful bright logo. The 300 is about $199 tonight. Great price point, but does have two AC outlets. Now, these AC outlets are going to do 300 watts of pure sine wave connectability. It has two USB-A ports. One's a quick charge port. You also have a USB-C port. That USB-C port is a 60 watt in and out. Now, with this one, it actually has a 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug with a cork cover on it. And it goes back to the original screen with this. Now, still 7 pounds of weight. Very, very light. Your charge time is going to be a little bit different with this. 3.5 hours on a wall plug to fully charge it. If you want to, though, you can use that wall plug and, of course, that USB-C port at the same time. 2 hours fully charged, you're good to go. For those of you that want to use a 100 watt solar panel, about 4.5 hours you're fully charged and you're up and running. Now with the 300 though, you'll be able to run, let's say, like a Nintendo Switch for about 40 hours. That's a good amount of runtime. So if you can run a Nintendo Switch off of this, you can run other devices like your 15 different cell phone, your 15 different DSLR or camera batteries. Now, for those of you that want to do, like, let's say, drones and stuff, you get about 6 drone battery charges off of this. Now, what I will tell you, though, is I actually attempted to charge my 3S batteries for my RC car, and I got 5 battery charges off of this. Now, I'm going to tell you, I think the 3S battery I had is a large battery. I didn't actually check the size of it. So 5 charge times off of this for that battery, I'm going to call that a good deal with that. So it did do well. And of course, I just recharged it back up. We're about 68% though. I shut off the charge thing before show with that, but I did recharge it back up. This is a cool piece. 300 guys, $199. This is another amazing deal with this. The 300 is a beautifully well done product that's gonna just perfectly set in your household for quick emergencies, or even taking it camping, hiking, or whatever you really need. 300, great option, great price point. Again, you know, the 240 V2 is about $179. For a couple bucks more, you can get the 300, which steps up to 293 hour. Can you use that to run a 42-inch TV? Yes. And a laptop? Can I use this to run a 42-inch TV and a laptop? Now, I'm going to tell you the 40-inch TV could definitely be run off of this without a problem. You're not going to get, you know, all day runtime, but you can run it. Your laptop, depending on the type of laptop you have, if it's a gaming laptop, then no. The gaming laptop is definitely not going to be able to run, and of course, that TV at the same time. Some of them gaming laptops take a lot of power. Yeah, so you got an MSI. You would have to check the actual power consumption that the power plug pulls. So yes, it does 300 watts of power through this. Can peak at 600. So technically, yeah, but you may not get a long runtime with that. So 300, great option for you. It's actually a good one. Now, if you're trying to run a little bit other stuff, James, you might want the 500. And that's actually what we have up next. The 500 might be a better option for you. Now, this steps up in a little bit of size and power ratio with this. Now, the 500 is actually $299, normally a $500 price tag. With this, 518 watt hours of power, but actually has that one AC outlet that does 500 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 1,000. Now, with that being said, you get, of course, 3 USB-A ports, 5 volt 2.4 amps, and of course 3 DC plugs. Then you get the other DC plug input port, and of course the screen. Now, with this one, it is about 13 pounds of weight. Yes, it's got a little bit more, and that's because of the size, but still can be carried around. Still has that fixed handle and that beautiful logo. Now, on this one, it's actually got a flashlight on the side where if I turn it on, you guys can actually see that right there. And if I shut it off, it's good to go. If I hold it down, it's going to go into SOS pattern. And if I shut that off, we're back to normal. Now, the charge time on this is a little bit higher, though. It's about 5.5 hours for that on a wall plug. Same for the car cigarette lighter, guys, 5.5 hours. For those of you that have the 100-watt solar panel, about 7.5 hours, and you're not paying it. The one thing I can tell you, James, is if you want to, though, you can actually run the devices off of the plugs while still having the solar panel. So the solar panel can charge this, and you can run devices at the same time. Now, with this one, though, you'll be able to run that 60 watt flat screen TV for about 7 hours of runtime. Your laptop's about 30 hours. Now, yes, it only has a single AC outlet plug, but technically, if you're under a certain thing, you could probably go extension cord if you really wanted to. Don't recommend it, though, with that. But this is a better option for you. It's got a lot more power, with that being said. Great variations and very accessible. For those of you that like to go, it's that type of year for camping and stuff. Inflatable rafts. If you guys want to use those the air pumps for those, about 8 hours of runtime. Heated blanket about 4 hours. Mine was just getting tested. No problem. No problem at all. Now, of course, with it, guys, like I said, 7 hours on that flat screen back there. Of course, if you have, it's like, I'm going to say 55-inch max is like 60 watts. I know my TV is a 75-inch and it takes a little bit more power, not too much more. But it still can be run off of this for a good amount of time. But yeah, you can do 30 hours of a laptop, and most of those laptops are going to be like your notebooks and stuff. That's going to be a low wattage laptop. Let's just be honest, a low wattage notebook or Chromebook. If you're running the gaming laptops, you're going to be ranging around like the 4-hour mark or so, depending on how much power it draws. But definitely, the 500 is a great option. It's definitely portable. If you guys really want to, you could start doing arm curls like this and working out with it. Oh yeah, you can throw an iPad on this, no problem. You can connect an iPad to this without an issue. The iPad will be able to run for a good amount of time with that. Your Chromebooks, notebooks, those are just a little bit lower draw with that. Let's be honest. Your gaming laptops pull power. It's like if I plugged my house PC into this, my PC has a 1200 watt power supply in it, and it draws power. There's a reason for that. It's set up for video editing and, of course, game streaming and gaming, so it does pull power. 500, great option. $299, guys. Good price point. Perfectly well set for those of you that want something of that size. Now, I think we're into the 600 plus range. Now, you might actually like the 600 plus, James. This might be a really great option for you with this one. So, the 600 plus is 632 watt hours of power, but actually can do 800 watts of connectability through the AC outlets. And it does have dual connectability with this one. Now, I'm going to jump over to here, and we actually have it on the table back here. We're going to kind of zoom into this one. That's the 600 in the middle. It's a nice, small, still very portable, acceptable. It's about 16 pounds. But with this one, it's actually kind of cool. I'll pull it a little forward for you. It has two AC outlets right here. So these two AC outlets will do 800 watts of pure sine wave connectability, but can actually go up to 1600 if you need. With that, you just double it. Now, it does have, of course, a flashlight right here. It has actually two USB-C ports. One's a 100-watt port. The other is, of course, I think a 30-watt port with that on hand. Then you have the USB-A port at 18 watts, and then you have the 12-volt 10-amp DC plug as well. With this one actually works with an app, so you can actually turn on all these switches because these plugs are individually switched. With the app, you can turn them on. Now, the really cool part is this actually has a handle. You come over here and you have a couple different connectabilities on the side. First, you have the wall plug connectability, and then you have, of course, that DC plug as well. And that's going to be for like your solar panels and stuff. So you have that connectability with this. Now, 632 watt hours of power is going to give you a better runtime with this 600 plus. Now, the 600 plus is a beautiful little piece. The charge time is actually cool because the 600 plus actually has Charge Shield 2.0, which means 1 hour, it's all it's going to take to fully charge the 600 plus on a wall plug. All right, that's all it's going to take. For those of you that want to do it in a cigarette car lighter, guys, you can do that as well. That's up to you with it. Now, This one's going to allow you to do about 7 laptop charges, your phone about 27 times, your little car fridge about 6 hours or so with it. Sheila, good evening. Now you can run other devices off of this, like your 10-watt Bluetooth speaker about 36 times. Now your laptop is going to be an 80-watt laptop. So your 80-watt laptop is going to give you about 7 hours of runtime, all right? And that's where I'm going to go with that one. You could actually do a 520-watt refrigerator off of this for about an hour, your 60-watt flat screen TV for about 8 hours, your 45-watt house fan for about 10 hours or so with that. I was told never to charge those using a car. But nope, you can actually no. It has the technologies to do that, James. So they give you the cable, and it's got what's called an intelligent battery management system. So the intelligent battery management system in these power stations will allow you to charge them on a cigarette lighter plug with this cable. So you have the cable, and inside that piece has what's called a balancer. The balancer is going to keep the LiFePO4 cells charging at the right rate. It's also going to have an intelligent battery management system that will allow for this. So yes, you can charge these on your car plug in your car. That's not going to hurt these ones. I've actually done it. Now, with that being said, we also have an option of the 600 plus with a solar panel. That's going to be, of course, the 100-watt solar panel. I can actually show you guys this. This is the 100-watt solar panel that comes with this, of course, right here. So this, is, of course, is your 100-watt solar panel. It is a monocrystalline solar cell style. Has, of course, kickstands with this. It's a trifold design, but it actually is a 4-panel piece. So there's your 2 panels. And if we come out, there's your 3rd. And of course, if I keep going, there's your 4th. It's a nice long panel that's going to get a nice amount of light. This will grab 100 watts of charge in the light at 18 volts for you guys. So it's going to do well for you. Nice solar panel. Now, for the station and the solar panel, it's like $5.99. This, of course, is a smoking deal with this one. I love the 600 plus and this new solar panel. This new solar panel is a beautiful panel. I like the carryability of this one. Very, very efficient. Nice, of course, 23.5% conversion rate, even in light settings to give you that conversion of power. Also fully waterproof and water resistant with the solar panel. So this is a good piece. And of course, pairs well with the 600 plus. So if you're looking, the 600 plus is an amazing, amazing power station. Now, we can get back into the 600 plus a little bit. Some of the other things you could run off of this, of course, you have other ideas and devices. Now, if you want to, let's say a projector, 5 hours of runtime on a 100-watt projector. Your 500-watt coffee maker for about an hour. Your toaster about 650 watts, about a little under an hour. So that's a good piece. Of course, the 600 plus and the solar panel, both great deals for you. Now, with that, we're going to move into the bigger stations. We're going to start off with the 1000. We're going to start off with the original 1000. Now, I'm going to jump up to preset 3, which is up there. And, of course, you guys will see it on top that we have a little, we have the 1000 way, way, way up there. That is the original 1000 power station. Now, this is like a $499 price tag, normally $1,000. This is an amazing deal. Now, with this, 1,002 watt-hours of power with this, 3 AC outlets at 1,000 watts of connectability through those house plugs. Can, of course, go up a little higher than that if you wanted to go past the pure sine wave connectability. Now, with this, it does have 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, a 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug, and what's called an Anderson clip. That Anderson clip is going to allow you to do a Y-split to 2 solar panels if you really wanted to on this piece. You can also use the round DC plug to charge into it. Now, with this, of course, it's going to take about 5 hours to fully charge it on a wall outlet. If you use that cigarette lighter car outlet, about 11.5 hours of charge time. So, a day trip across a couple states and you're up and charged. For those of you in Texas, you're not even going to make it through your state before it's charged, so you're good. For those of you that have like 2 of the 100-watt solar panels, about 6 hours fully charged, you're up and running. With the 1,002 watt hours of power, it means you guys can run a bunch of stuff, from TVs to, of course, outdoor appliances. 11 hours on a heated blanket, 65 hours on a light bulb. It's going to be like a 3 watt to 5 watt light bulb, all right? For those of you mini coolers, about 13 hours. The flat screen TV, about 9 hours of runtime. That is a 60 watt flat screen. That's going to be like your up to about 60 to 65 inch screen, all right? For those of you that want to cook outside on the camping, guys, 50 minutes with the electric griddle, you're good to go. Now, this does weigh a little bit more. It's about 22 pounds of weight. Now, I'm going to actually get up here in a second and kind of show you guys something without trying to knock stuff over. Right here, if I flip it over, it does, of course, have that flashlight on the side right there, that flashlight. So you still have the flashlight, you have the air cooling, you have the fixed handle. It's going to do well for you. Now, it still has that beautiful screen as well, which is going to be nicely set. Hopefully, my mic didn't cut out, guys. I tried a little something different tonight. So, $1,499. It is literally like almost half off. That's an amazing, amazing deal. It's 50% off, guys. It is a smoking deal. You can't go wrong with this one. That's amazing product right there. So, if you need the 1,000, just perfect for you. What do we have up next? I think we got the 1000 V2 up next. So, we're going to go from the original 1000. We're going to jump over, of course, to the original. Now, the original 1000 is a really, really, really cool power station. Now, the 1000 V2 is an even better power station. Now, the 1000 V2 is going to be a nice little addition to your guys' setup. Right there, of course, is the 1000 V2 right down there. Now, with that, we're going to pop in here, and we guys have the 1000 V2 upset with this and solar panels. This is a great product. This is going to do very well. It's about $899 price tag. The 1000 V2 has that new technology of that Charge Shield 2.0, 1 hour charge rate, has the life post cells. Comes with a 200 watt Solar Saga solar panel at $899. A great deal. Now, this is 1,070 watt hours of power. It has 3 AC outlets, of course, of connectability that does 1,800 or 1,500 watts of pure sine wave power on this one. So, 1,500 watts means you can run your computers no problem, your window ACs, and everything of the sort. It has 2 USB-C ports. One's a 100 watt port, one's a 30 watt port. You have a USB-A port, of course, at 15 watts, and you have that 12 volt 10 amp. Has the handle, of course, on the side and a flashlight with this. Now, charge time. Like I said, 1 hour fully charged on a wall plug. For those of you that have a single solar panel, it's going to be about 5 hours with that 200 watt panel. If you have 2 of those panels, it's going to be about 3 hours. For those of you that want to use just that USB-C port, that 100 watt port, little under 2 hours, fully charged, good to go. Now, this one does work with the app. The app's, of course, Android-based and iOS-based. They'll work on either devices. You're good to go. But it's an amazing deal. Now, it's got, of course, that intelligent battery management system. It's got 52 forms of protection. Has, of course, 4,000 charge cycles before it drops down to about 80% battery life of that system. Now, at an $899 price tag, this is an amazing, amazing deal for you. The 1000 V2 is going to work well. For those of you that want to do like a heated blanket, 12 hours of runtime if you really wanted. Orbital sander, about 2 hours. Your flat screen TV is going to be anywhere from 9 to 10 hours with this one. Road trip, definitely worthy of a road trip. Guys, plug it in and you got it going. Your electric griddle, about 55 to 60 minutes. Of course, that's about an hour. Coffee maker is about 94 minutes, depending on the coffee maker. For those of you that want to do like a Bluetooth speaker, about 50 charges on this, of course, of 50 hours of 10 watts. Most of those Bluetooth speakers are low power. All right, drones, 20 battery charges maybe on certain drones, depending on the actual drone itself, all right? Let's go into this. This is literally 7.5 times faster charging than the original 1000. Because the original takes a little bit longer to charge, but you can actually do it in 1 hour of charge time on a wall plug. It's amazing. Now, inside the app, you can actually activate and change your charge rate. So you can go into slow charge mode where it'll take about 5 hours, but it's a little bit quieter with that charge time. Now, the safety certification of the UL2743 on this one is from SGS, if I can remember correctly on that one, which is a good certification. Definitely built to last with the UL94V flame retardant materials on this. But definitely amazing, amazing product. So if you guys need 1000 V2, beautiful option. I love that one. That has become a nice product, of course. For those of you that want to step up into the big boy systems and you want to power a lot more, let's say you want to power your 1150 watt window AC. This next bunch of systems are definitely going to be those ones with this. Now, we're going to show you guys the 2000 Pro package. Now, the 2000 Pro package is, of course, the station and a solar panel all together. So now, we're going to get into this. We're going to talk about it. Now, if I change the camera back down to here, we have, of course, the 2000 on the opposite side of the table. It's slightly blocked, but we can move that piece right here. With this, of course, is the 2000 Pro. Now, the 2000 Pro's got this nice little corked cover covered in the 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug. It does, of course, have a nice little bright display that's going to show you guys the battery. It's going to show you guys your connectability of the input and output. It'll also, when these are connected up, it'll show you guys the runtime that's left on these. Now, what changes, though, is you're going to have two USB-C ports at 100 watts max charging capability. You're also going to have two USB-A ports at 18 watts max charging capability. And still, it's going to have that flashlight that's going to do dual mode and SOS battery, which is kind of cool. Now, with it, of course, it is a larger station. It's going to weigh a little bit more with that, about 30 pounds of weight. Now, it does come with, of course, that 200 watt Solar Saga panel. This is about $1,299 tonight. Normally, it's like $2,400. So it's a good price drop for the station. Now, with that being said, because it's over the $1,000, guys, you can actually get 5% off with this. This is what I'm. The 3000 Pro, right on. Let me know. Yeah, I actually have the 3000 up here. The 3000 is a great option. Sheila, if you really wanted to, and I'm going to recommend this one a little bit more, I would go with the 2000 Plus because you have the option of the 2000 Plus and you can add batteries to the 2000 Plus. So, I mean, it's definitely, it's a multi-piece kit, but you can actually extend with that, of course, on hand. But not the 3000. 3000. So yeah, you can kind of do that with the 2000 too. You can actually have that stuff. So, and it does come with solar panels too. So yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, anytime you want to talk about it, we can definitely go through this. Now, 2000 Pro, guys, 2 hours of charge time is what it's going to take to fully charge that device. Now, with it, 2160 watt hours of power on this. 3 AC outlets. Those 3 AC outlets, guys, are going to do, of course, 2200 watts of connectability through that. That's a nice, strong piece with that. That's an amazing piece, of course, with that. The Home Connect. I haven't seen the Home Connect piece. That's a cool one. I'm going to have to check that out. Definitely will have to check the Home Connect piece out for you. Now, with the 2000 Pro, guys, like I said, 2 hours of charge time on a wall plug, fully charged, up and running with that. If you want to use solar panels, of course, you guys can do that. It's about 2.5 hours with 2 solar panels. You get one of these in this kit. So, add a little more time with that. With it, of course, we're going to go into what you could run off of this. Your 1150 watt window AC could be ran for about 2 hours on this. For those of you that want to run the 520 watt double door refrigerator, about 3.25 hours or so-ish. For those of you that want to microwave a burrito, if you really need that burrito in the middle of the night and you want to microwave it, 96 minutes of runtime on your microwave, you can do it. You can have fun. For those of you that want to do popcorn night, connect it up, have fun. You can do that, no problem with it, with ease. Blender about 5 and 5.5 hours, depending on the size of that blender, of course. Now, bunch of amazing things you can be run off this. You could do like your inflatable Halloween decorations, your Christmas decorations, your Christmas lights. Connect up the solar panels, let it charge during the day, and then let it run at night, and you're good to go. This is an amazing product. Now, the full kit weighs about 62 pounds. That Solar Saga solar panel it's a pretty heavy panel for that 200-watt panel, but definitely worth it. And at $1,299, that's a crazy 48% off price tag. That's a good jump. And now remember, because it's over that $1,000, guys, we have that coupon code down in the little box down there. It's going to give you another 5% off on top of that. You can't go wrong with that, of course. So great options for you with that being said. Now, we're going to go into the product that Sheila was just talking about. That's the 3000. Now, we have the 3000 sitting there. We also have the 2000 plus. The exact same housing. Now, the 3000 by itself weighs 64 pounds. Now, we're going to jump into the 3000, of course. I actually have an LED lighting set connected up to this. Now, the 3000, of course, is 3024 watt hours of power, 2.5 hour charge time. That's all it's going to take on a wall plug for you to charge it. Now, remember, I said it's 63.9 pounds, so about 64 pounds. So it is a little bit heavier of a power station, but they added large 3-inch wheels so you can roll it around without a problem. Now, with that being said, there's, of course, handles on the side that you can lift it up and move it if you really need to, but there's also a telescopic handle. Now, that handle makes it look like a suitcase. So with that, of course, hey, Jello, how are you doing? By following, well, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Telescopic handle is aluminum handle that will actually fold up inside the case, but will pull out and allow you to tip it and roll it like a suitcase. That's where it's really at. I use that quite a bit, moving it from these tables to the hallways with that on hand. The wheels are really well done. They're nice and large and, of course, can roll over most surfaces, whether it be concrete, dirt, grass, and other surfaces. The only surface that I've noticed a slight technical issue with is sand. Because of the weight, the sand, it wants to kind of sink in. Now, yes, it will still roll depending on how deep your sand is. So do know that, yes, it will roll on most surfaces. Sand's a little bit trickier for one, because if you guys have ever walked across sand or stood in sand, you know you sink a little. That's going to be the same thing with this. Now, running different devices. Your 1150 watt window AC should be able to run about 3 hours off of this. Your 520 watt refrigerator, about 5 or so hours on this device. Now with this, you have 5 AC outlets. 4 of those are standard 3-prong AC outlets. That 5th one, of course, is going to be your Uconnect, or your larger one that's going to allow you to do like your Tigger McWelders, your EV car chargers, or your old school washers and dryers. Now, all 5 of those plugs will do 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 6,000 watts. Now, another cool part is you still have the 2 USB-C ports at 100 watts, of course, and you have 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts. Now, you also have that 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug, but works with the app. The app is actually nice, and I can actually pull up the app. We can show you guys the app on here, of course. We'll grab the 3000. We'll kind of show you guys the app in action. So this, of course, is the app. This is your app. It's going to allow you to connect up your power stations. When I connect it and grab it, you guys are going to see it's going to show you guys the battery charge rate. It's about 66% battery, and it's going to be running about 22.8 degrees Celsius. Now with it, you have the individual switches for the DC plugs, AC plugs, and on as well. If I hit that AC plug, it's going to shut that light off that's on that table, just like that from the switch of your phone. Hit it again, and it's going to bring that light back on in a second. It takes a few minutes, but it will come back on with that, and there we go, on hand. It's about 20 seconds or 20 milliseconds or so of delay before it kicks back over. Not a big deal. Now, you guys can do screen time, of course, standby modes. You can also do, of course, inside here on the app, you can adjust your energy modes. You can change your battery modes, your battery settings, charging times, and run times with the app. Very user-friendly, very acceptable, works perfectly well for you. Now, if you guys want to run other devices, you can definitely run other devices off of this station because it's nice and large. Your blender about 8 hours. Your toaster about 4 hours. If you guys really want to, guys, take it with your RV, run a projector, your car fridges, coffee makers, or ice boxes. For those of you that want to do your phones, about 101 times with your phone. For those of you that want to use it in your wood shop or your metal shop. If you're in a metal shop, guys, this is where it's kind of cool. You can plug in a welding machine. Welding machines are about 5,800 watts of power. You're going to get a little over an hour of runtime off of this device by itself. For those of you that want to do like electric hand drills and electric saws, anywhere from 2 hours to 6 hours, depending on the power of those devices. Here's a nice one, though. Here's actually a cool idea. For those of you that live on a home that has a well, and you know when your electric goes out and your well quits working, plug your 60-watt well pump into this and run it for about 30 to 32 hours. That means you still have water coming to your house. That means you can still take showers. You guys can do everything you want if you have a well and it needs to run that. Or even like a sub pump, if you guys need to like get water out, you can plug those in as well. It's a really nice cool, and it does function in, of course, colder temperatures. I believe it's like down to -4 degrees. This will work in without an issue. And of course, up to it's like -10 Celsius to 20 Celsius, and ultra fast charging, of course, very safe, very reliable. Now, 12 forms of protection, multiple temperature sensors on the batteries, intelligent battery management systems, very cool heat disposition with multiple fans built in. This one's about 37 decibels of sound quality with the 3000 Pro, though. 3000 Pro is a great price tag tonight. It's 32% off. It's like $18.99 tonight. That's a good deal. Very amazing deal for you guys if you need a station that large. So, good product. Now, if you don't want something that large, we can talk about the 300 Plus. Now, the 300 Plus is a nice little portable system that I'm going to hold in my hand. Right here is the 300 Plus. 288 watt-hours of power with, of course, a nice little handle. And it moves to, of course, the larger wall plug charging capabilities. Now, with the 300 Plus, 288 watt-hours of power, LiFePO 4 cells, it has, of course, the AC outlet. It's going to do 300 watts of pure sine wave connectability, but can, of course, do what you need with that. And that means you guys can actually do, of course, let's say your fans, drones, and every pieces in between, right? 300 watts of connect. Now, it does have 2 USB-C ports. That USB-C ports is 100 watt in and out, and then of course you have the 15 watt USB-C port output only. Then you have the 15 watt USB-A port and the 12 volt 10 amp zero electric plug. Has the flashlight. Now you could run a Nintendo Switch for about 40 hours or so off of this. Your house fan about 4.5 hours. Your drone about 5 charge times with this. The station by itself is a good price point. It's like $209. If you really want, though, I would get this 300 Plus and the Mini 40 solar panel. Now, that's going to be about $279. That means you're going to get this nice, beautiful little portable solar panel with that piece. Now, magnetic clasp will allow you to pop open and move around. Has, of course, a trifold design with this Mini 40 panel, and it has quad panels. This is going to allow you to put this in a backpack and carry it with you on a hiking trip or anything of the sort. Fully waterproof, water resistant, and of course works in harsh and wet weather. Hanging on your backpack and allow it to charge on a single dual panels if you really wanted to. That's up to you. This is a really cool kit. The kit, like I said, is about $279 with the panel and the station. Great price point. Station by itself is about 5 pounds. It's about 7 pounds total. You can't go wrong with the panel and, of course, a solar station. So, really good idea. Great options with that. Now, with that, we're going to move into the modular systems, which is what I was kind of talking about with Sheila. Now, we have a couple options for you. First and foremost is the 1000. Now, we'll move back over down here. We're actually going to jump up to, of course, up there. The 1000 is in the middle, right about down there. Now, this, of course, is the 1000 Plus. The 1000 Plus station by itself is $849. It's 1264 watt-hours of power. Now, it does have, of course, 3 AC outlets, those AC outlets are going to do 2,000 watts of pure sine wave power through this. It has 2 USB-C ports at 100 watts max, 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max, but can, of course, run at lower wattages with this. Now, with that being said, it has a built-in flashlight, has a handle, has the 12-volt 10 amp, and works with the app. Now, of course, your charge time on this device by itself is about a little under 2 hours with that, of course, as well. If you want to do solar panels, it's going to be a little bit longer. Wall plug, of course, it's going to do car charging about 7 hours of runtime. This is an amazing product by itself as it is with the 1,264 watt hours of power. But you can add the 1,000 plus with dual solar panels. Now, that is like, if I can remember right, the price tag on that with the solar panels is like $11.99, and it's 2 of the Solar Saga 100 panels. So to get the station and the solar panels, that's a great deal, but also remember 5% off also tonight with that. Now, for those of you that want to get the full kit, though, and this is the modular part, it's going to come with the battery. Now, the 1,000 plus is going to come with the single battery, the station, and 2 solar panels. And I believe the price tag on that tonight is like $15.99. Now, $15.99 is a great deal. You're going to get, of course, double the runtime and double the power. So you don't get just 1,200 something watts. You're going to get 2,528 watt hours of power. Now, that battery is actually, whoa, that camera took off, is right there. That is the battery that's going to come in this kit. And that battery has a handle. It's actually nice and light. The full kit weight is about 66 pounds. That's including 2 of the solar panels, the battery, and the station of this. Now, if you really wanted to, guys, you can actually have up to 3 batteries on this and have 5 kilowatts of hour power. That means you're having a great amount of runtime with this device. You can run a lot of your home off of it without an issue for a good long time. CPAP machines for days. Your fridge, of course, for multiple hours. Your TVs. Pretty much whatever you could think of, you could run off of this without an issue on hand. Now, great price point at $15.99. If you need a system of this size, I would definitely say, hey, check it out. For those of you that want to go into their largest modular system, we're going to talk about the 2000 Plus system. Now, the 2000 Plus looks just like the 3000 Pro. Right there, of course, is the 2000 Plus by itself. $1,299 price tag tonight. Normally, the price tag on this is way higher, all right? Just go there. Normally, it's a lot higher. It's about $2,200. It is $1,299 tonight. That's a great price point. Now with it, it's 2,042 watt hours of power. It has 5 AC plugs. Those AC plugs will do 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 6,000. Has the dual USB-C ports and the dual USB-A ports. Also has, of course, that 12-volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug. Has those large 3-inch wheels and a handle as well to lift it up. Now this one, just like the 3000, looks like a telescopic handle with wheels. It can roll around like a suitcase. This is actually cool. So that, yeah. This one, yes, you can tie this into your home. Oh, yeah. This one, you can actually add 5 batteries to go to 12 kilowatts of hour power, Sheila. You can add 5 batteries on the station by itself. You can actually link 2 of these stations together and add 10 batteries and have 24 kilowatts of hour power. This is your biggest system of theirs on hand. Now, the station, like I said, tonight is about 41% off. Now, we also have the kit with 2 solar panels as well for about $18.99. So you get 2 of the Solar Saga panels. But if you really wanted to live off of the grid, guys, get the 4000 kit. Now, the 4000 kit comes with the battery that's actually, well, let's go back here. Whoa, that's it. The battery's right above it. So that is the battery sitting right on top of it. This kit tonight is like $2,699. You're going to get the station, the battery, and 2 of the Solar Saga 200 watt panels. You're going to get 2 at that price point. Now with that means you just doubled your battery time. Now with, of course, the battery on this piece, of course, let's see if I can get it to talk about it. You're going to have 4,085 watt hours of power with the battery, the station, by itself. You add, of course, the other 4 batteries, and you're going to have 5 kilowatts of hour. What froze? Did we freeze? Oh, what happened? Okay. I'm not sure what happened. I guess we froze slightly. Technical issue. I'm not really sure. I hear sirens outside, so maybe somebody hit a pole. I don't know. Hopefully it comes back and we're good to go. Let me know when we're back into this. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, guys, with this, you can double the battery up on this. You can actually add 5 batteries to run this. Now, with that being said, with the single battery on this kit, it's still about a 2 to 2.5 hour charge time with the battery on hand because they charge together. The cool part is if you wanted to, the power station can actually run 6 solar panels by itself, and then the battery can actually have solar panels as well. Now, this kit is about $4,399. If I can remember right, it's like $2,699 for this kit. If I remember right, it's like 48% off. Okay. All right, no problem. I'll talk to you later, Sheila. So $2,699 for this kit tonight with the battery and everything. Running devices, guys, you could run your whole house off of this without an issue, no problem. You don't have to worry about it. You could run a CPAP machine for about 300 hours off of this piece. Your 200-watt desktop PC, about 24 hours. Your 1150-watt window AC, about 4 hours. Your microwave, 3 hours. Your 520-watt refrigerator, multiple hours without a problem. Off-the-grid living, of course, guys, do your heaters, your pumps, and everything else in between. For those of you that want to do your angle grinders, about 8 hours or so. This is an amazing piece, perfect product, definitely worth getting. It's a really, really smoking deal, and of course, we have that 5% clippable coupon. Now, with that, we're going to move into, of course, solar panel world. We're going to start off with the Mini 40. That's a $99 price tag. The Mini 40, of course, is this beautiful little piece that is fully waterproof and water resistant, IP68 rating. Now, it is, of course, foldable and can be used and carried in your backpack. Don't worry about it. It's notebook sized. You're good to go. Has a beautiful logo as well. Has eye ringlets, or, of course, like if you guys want to call them, you have those rings that you can actually tie it down. Magnetic clasp. Of course, trifold design, quad panel for you. Now, at a $99 price tag, this is an amazing little solar panel that's going to do very, very well for you. You guys can take this wherever you really wanted to and have fun with this. I like the portability of this. Now, this can be used on a pretty good amount of these products with this tonight. All the way up to, I believe, the 1,000 range, if you really wanted to, can be ran with, or charged with this. Now, if you're charging the 1,000, it's going to take a long runtime. This is perfect for all the minis, like the 100 plus to like the 500. Definitely a good one at $99, worth checking out. Now, with it, of course, we're going to talk about the Solar Saga 100. Now, the Solar Saga 100 is going to work on a good range of products. It's going to range from like your 240 all the way up to your 1500. Now, depending on which Solar Saga 100 panel you get, might be this variation, or it might be this variation right here. Now, this variation, of course, is a dual panel. Has a nice ETFE handle that's, of course, very strong and durable. Has earth magnets against allow it to, of course, close shut. Now, with this, 100 watts of power at 18 volts, monocrystalline solar cells, and a large panel. This large panel is going to grab about 23.5% conversion rate and efficiency, even in low light settings. It does, of course, is fully waterproof, water resistant, and harsh and wet weather. Can be used out in the rain without an issue. Now, with it, it actually has two, of course, these beautiful little Velcro legs on this, and a zip-up pocket. This pocket's where you're going to find your 9.5-foot cable to be able to plug into your solar panels. Now, it does have, of course, two different style of DC plugs, depending on the power station you have. Also, back here, you're going to be greeted with a USB-C and a USB-A charging port. So you can charge your MacBooks or your phones off of that at, of course, a charge rate as it is. This is a really cool piece. The 100 watt is an amazing, amazing product for you. Definitely worth checking out, of course, at a great price point at $209. Now, I am going to kind of show you guys something real quick because I do want to show it to you. This is one of their newer panels. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but we're going to show it off tonight kind of slightly. It's not in the carousel, but I want to show it to you. This, of course, is their new 100 watt solar panel. Now, this new 100 watt solar panel, of course, can be mounted to, let's say, like your RVs, your minivans, or even your homes. It's got a mounting bracket system. It is, of course, a metal framed, and it still has that glass panel. It does, of course, have the cabling on the back, and has, of course, the beautiful cell. So if you guys need, they also have this version of the 100 watt as well out there in the world. So just wanted to give you guys a quick little look at that one. That's a really cool piece. Now, for those of you that want to get their largest solar panel, their largest one's going to be about $479 tonight, and it's going to be the Solar Saga 200. Now, the Solar Saga 200, I actually have, if I pop over here, we can actually do this, and we can show you guys a video of this in action. Now, the Solar Saga 200 will work on, of course, the 1000 and 1500, the 2000 Pro, 2000 Plus, and 3000 Pro power station. Now, with this, it's got a very beautiful case that zips up and claps around. It has a 9.5-foot cable inside that case and a zipped up pocket. Now, this is a trifold design with quad panels, has, of course, tri-legs or kickstands to hold it up. Should be set up in under 20 seconds and plugged in and up and running without an issue. Right there, of course, you guys see it. Nice, large panel. It's going to grab a lot of light. This is going to give you about 24.3% conversion rate in, of course, converting that light to power. With this, still fully waterproof, water resistant. It is about 24 inches long by 21 inches by, I believe it's 1 inch thick of height with this. Now, long, very beautiful piece. Now, that, of course, is folded up. When it's out, it is really, really long. It's over that 24 inches. Now, we're going to talk about it, though, because, hey, within 30 seconds, guys, you're plugged in, you're running. I actually am plugging it into the 3000 here, and it's going to show you guys about 153 watts instantly within 10 seconds of being plugged in. That's quick charging. I mean, once it starts plugged in, it can read that light, and it's starting to charge at 153 watts. That's amazing. I love that idea. And all you have to do is plug it in. This is really, really well done. Now, of course, like I said, it can be used in wet weather, dirty weather. If it's raining out, you guys don't have to worry about it. It can be handled the rain. If it gets dusty or dirty, wash it off with the hose, and of course, it's nice and clean. Amazing power station of the sort. IP68 rating, perfectly set for anywhere you want to put it. Like I had it out in the yard, just doing it. Now, for those of you that want to, of course, put it wherever you want. It's up to you. Take it with you. Have fun with it. At $479, that is a great price point for you. Now, we also have in, of course, the carousel, the carrying bags. I don't have those carrying bags to show you, but they are in the carousel. So if you guys need the medium size, the small size, or the large size, they're there to help you guys carry around your power stations, of course, on hand. With that being said, don't forget, we got that banner down there with that 5% off if you spend over $1,000, and you can't go wrong with any of these power stations. Bunch of great pieces, a bunch of great prices. Now, with that being said, we've come to the end of the show, but I am going to mention a few things. I will be back Monday night with another show, of course, so don't miss that show. We're going to have a bunch more great deals, a bunch more great products on hand. So I hope to see you guys all there. Always make sure to give us a follow. Make sure to give us a like. Also hit that live notification button so you guys know when we go live. With that being said, I want to thank everybody for being here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you guys on the next show. Later, everybody. Hey, thanks, Phil. I appreciate that, buddy.